Racialized trauma is a form of race-based stress experienced by people of color, Black, Indigenous people of color, and it's race-based stress that people experience due to discrimination or oppression because of their race. It could be them experiencing violence, physical, emotional threats of violence, witnessing violence, or even the perception or heightened awareness or fear of experiencing violence or discrimination because of their race. So racial trauma is that race-based stress that occurs as a result. Healing-centered engagement is an approach to supporting individuals impacted by trauma. It could be racial trauma, it could be other forms of trauma. What it does is it centers not only the fact that the person experienced the trauma, but also the fact that they are active participants in their healing process and that they have strengths that can support their healing. So it doesn't just solely focus on the person as a victim, but that they're more than just what happened to them. Some recommendations that I would have for educators to support healing-centered engagement, first of all, would be to consider how this is a justice issue and how, as educators within a system, we need to understand policies and procedures and practices and how they promote or sometimes take away from students feeling supported or maybe even experiencing trauma within the education system. So it's taking that deeper dive to look at systems and make sure that they're equitable for everyone and that they don't cause harm. Second would be to approach student support from an asset-based perspective. Students are more than just what happened to them if they've been impacted by trauma. They have strengths and talents that they can contribute to help lead their healing process, and so just to not just merely see them as a victim, but also a whole person that can be engaged based upon their strengths. Another one would be to promote self-care and care for caregivers, meaning educators as caregivers in the education environment, that it's very important that we support them, that we give them the education, training, and development and support around self-care so that they can be the best they can be for students. And then lastly, the environment, really focusing on the culture of the school or of the school system to make sure that it is welcoming, that it is inclusive, and that it is trauma-informed so that students get the support that they need.